Hey guys, it's Kevin, and this is One UI 6, Samsung's version of Android 14. I've been testing it out on the Galaxy S23 Ultra for the past 2 weeks, and there are a lot of new features that enhance the user experience. Some of them I like, and others not so much. In this video, I'll go over my top 5 favorite features in One UI 6, so let's get into it. Okay, the biggest change in One UI 6 is the quick panel. In previous years, the icons were lumped together with no segmentation whatsoever, but now there are multiple groups based on different categories. The top section is for connections, so you have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth toggles that are kinda like stock Android. If you tap the icons, it'll enable or disable them, and tapping the text will bring up other networks or devices. Underneath that are the settings you're familiar with. You can add, remove, or arrange any button. Do note that this is the only section that's customizable. The other groups are static. The next section has the brightness control, which can always show or show when expanded, and the controls for icon for shield and dark mode. Tapping on either the icon or text will toggle it, and long pressing it will jump straight to settings. And the last section is for Smart View and device control. When you tap on the pencil icon, there's a new layout to edit the quick panel, top or full. These are now independent from one another, so the buttons you have in the top view won't be mirrored in full. Unfortunately, Samsung's easy one-handed mode for the quick panel is gone, but they did add a new option called Quick Settings Instant Access. If you swipe down from the top right corner, the quick panel will appear, and it'll work no matter what app you're using. It's very similar to iOS. Another new change I noticed is the media player. When you expand it, the album artwork will fill the entire window, and there's a nice wave animation with buttons like shuffle and like. If you want to try out an early beta of One UI 6, I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. Alright, Samsung added a few new widgets to One UI 6. There's a new dynamic weather, which adapts accordingly to the current weather. And Weather Insights gives you a daily update like the time of sunset, sunrise, or chance of rain. Several different clock widgets were added like analog, digital, stacked, and world. They're basically the same widgets you can find on Pixel phones. If you see my previous videos, I mentioned I like Pixel software with Samsung hardware. So it's nice that I can use the stock clock widget here. And if you're wondering, this Pixel weather widget is from the Play Store. Now the Galaxy S23 Ultra looks like a Pixel. The weather and clock widgets are cool and all, but the most useful one is probably the camera widget. Instead of opening the camera app and swiping through different modes, the widget can act as a shortcut. So I'm going to add this widget here, and now I can start customizing it. The widget title will be called Pro Camera, then the starting mode is Rear and Pro. I can even save every photo and video taken with this widget to a specific album, and set a custom background. After everything looks good, I'll tap Save and boom. It's like a camera and photo widget in one. There aren't a lot of new widgets, but the clock and camera make it a nice update. So there are several little things in One UI 6 that enhance the user experience. For starters, there's a new default font, which looks more rounded and modern. The other font styles like Samsung One and Gothic Bold are still available to choose from. I've never been a fan of Samsung's emojis, but now they have a fresh new look, and it's pretty close to iOS. Sometimes when I use an iOS emoji, it'll look completely different in One UI. You can now drag and drop photos and text between different apps. For example, in the Gallery app, I just tap and hold a photo, then with another finger I can open notes and paste it right in. This also works with text and other third-party apps. It's a little buggy, so it doesn't work all the time. Multitasking got a small update. If you use pop-up view and you go to the recents page, the pop-up will stay open instead of being minimized. I'm more of a split-screen picture-in-picture person, so I won't benefit from this change. Airplane mode now remembers the last saved setting for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. You used to turn both of them off, but in One UI 6, if I turn on airplane mode, both connections will stay active. One thing I don't like is the larger size dock apps. I used to switch back and forth between One UI and Nova Launcher, but now I'm sticking with the latter. The battery setting has its own section right under display, so you no longer need to go to device care. A new privacy feature called Auto Blocker automatically keeps the phone safe. It'll block apps from unauthorized stores, turn on app security checks, and block commands from malicious cables. I'm really happy Samsung added these little things, even though some of them are not as useful, to me at least. The camera has quite a few UI changes and features. In the top menu for photo, some of the icons have been redesigned, and the aspect ratio and resolution are split into two. I really like this change since I often shoot with a 200 megapixel mode, but play around with a 12 megapixel and space zoom. Video also got a new top menu, with a nice resolution picker, so you can have Full HD 30, Ultra HD 30, or 8K 30. If you have grid lines enabled, a new level line will appear for both photos and videos. This is also a new feature in iOS 17. In my initial review, I mentioned the shutter speed was pretty slow when taking multiple shots, but Samsung added a new quality optimization to reduce this. It's like the Camera Assistant app. From the highest quality to post-processing, you have the option of maximum, medium, and minimum. Maximum favors the highest quality with the most post-processing, while minimum gives you the opposite. Medium should give you the best balance between the two. Samsung's had a customizable lock screen for a while now. You can resize the clock, adjust the color, font, and even change the style. But in One UI 6, you can now position the clock to more places. There are also a few new fonts and styles, but the biggest new change is with modes and routines. Similar to iOS 15's focus mode, you can set a specific wallpaper to the lock screen and home screen for each mode. For example, my current wallpaper is this feather one from the Pixel 7 series, and when I turn on the work mode, the wallpaper will automatically change. You can also set new conditions and actions. And those are my top 5 features in One UI 6. Overall, Samsung added a lot of great new features this year, and I'm looking forward to the official release. Let me know what's your favorite feature in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!